Paleobites, the podcast that, despite its subject matter, will undoubtedly be kept far, far away from any museum or a place of important preservation.
Probably.
My name is Matthew Donald, and every week I and a series of rotating guest hosts. Well, no, I thought I could do this by memory, but I can't. I still have to read it.
Get with the program.
Talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week, I'm joined by the guy who has said he absolutely hates dinosaurs and had to drag him along to this.
What?
Kicking and screaming.
Lies
it's
and,
Stephen
lies
Curro.
and slander. Yes, hello, everybody. I'm a dinosaur fanatic.
Yes, you are. So actually, it wasn't that hard to get you here. So that's
Oh,
good.
no, I jumped for joy.
That's good. Good to hear. Good. You dread nothing about it. You fear nothing about doing this podcast. And speaking of which, we'll get to that. All right, so dinosaur question at the beginning. I've asked you so many every time you've been on here, but I'm trying to think of another one. If you could have I said best friend. I was about to ask the pet, but that was kind of a bit. If you could clone a dinosaur to the modern day and use it for some sort of useful purpose, which one and why?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Useful purpose. I think I would like to clone one of those big herbivores, like a triceratops or some such. Use them, they could pull things, they could move boulders out of the way, stuff like that.
Do some lawn maintenance too.
Yes. Mow my lawn for me.
Actually, no, they probably wouldn't like grass. Now that I think about it.
No, they're more like
so
yeah,
they would browse. They could clear trees.
I'd have to get something else to eat the grass. But yes, something like clear the roads out during an accident or something.
Oh yeah, that could work. Yeah, I could see that. Like the snow comes in, you got the triceratops in like coats, but
there
like pushing cars that have been stopped, or getting a snow plow. That could work. All right, that's pretty cool. I think I would bring in a raptor of some form. Like maybe let's do a dromaeosaurus and make him like an assassin. That's not really a useful purpose, but I think it'd be cool.
I could see governments really getting crazy with that one.
Yeah, that's true. Russian raptors.
Oh, no.
They have talks, and then suddenly they're killed and never seen again.
Oh, dear.
What happened to them? Okay, so that sounds like something to fear, but we fear nothing here. And speaking of which, sorry, I'm really excited about this segue. We're talking about Dreadnoughtus. One of the biggest dinosaurs we know of, and it literally means fears nothing. That's kind of why I bring it.
That's the joke. But yes, big animal.
Very big. In fact, it might be the biggest. I think it's the biggest one that we know that can be calculated with reasonable certainty, because I'll get to it, but more of its skeleton has been discovered than other long necks.
That would make sense. It's
a titanosaurian sauropod. These are like Cretaceous, mostly Cretaceous long necks that... A lot of them were in South America, but some of them went all over the place. One of them was even in North America, in the Late Cretaceous, the Alamosaurus.
Oh, yeah, Alamosaurus. Yeah.
So yeah, they were pretty cool. It was kind of neat that there were long necks even after the Jurassic, like people might not have realized.
I think Astrodon was another one.
Yes. And they think it was 95 feet / 28 meters long. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty darn big, yeah. It's around 100 feet, holy cow.
Almost, yeah. It was 35 to 50 tons.
You gotta wonder how things like that actually walk. I mean...
Very carefully.
I mean, obviously the skeletal structure must have been incredible to hold it, but these ones, kind of like birds, though. Birds have very light skeletons to let them fly. It's the same thing for these, but they used it to keep them at a reasonable weight. So they could still walk and lumber about. Makes sense.
Yeah. It lived in the Late Cretaceous. I forgot to mention it is an herbivore, but you need me to tell you that.
You mean it didn't eat steak?
Oh, no. Maybe it could occasionally, dined out from time to time, when it was feeling particularly fancy.
Oh, there you go.
Got some caviar, and some steak. All right. So it lived in the Late Cretaceous 80 to 66 million years ago. It was found in Argentina. It was described in 2014. Its pop culture appearances, I remember when we saw Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I noticed that name was briefly in a genome storage unit at the end, you could see Dreadnoughtus.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the only real reference besides? No, wait.
And there was a lot of them that were real, but
no, I mean like it's for as far as Dreadnoughtus goes.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's the only one we found but that there is so far.
It's weird. It's one of the biggest land animals known to man, and yet it's so obscure.
Yeah. Well, and its name is so cool too. It also is in the tie-in park builder game Jurassic World Evolution, where it's Titanic and lumbering, but admittedly has a bit of a derp face. But it's kind of cute though. So yeah, like it's this is one of the biggest long necks ever, or dinosaurs ever, and land animals ever. Because we know this because the skeletal completeness of what we discovered of Dreadnoughtus so far is 45.5%.
That's pretty good for a skeletal find.
Yeah. So like other similarly sized sauropods that might or may not be bigger or around the same size, Parallel Titan is 7.8%, Argentinosaurus is 5.1%, and
just 5.1 for Argentina?
Yeah.
Wow. What about, do you know Sauroposeidon?
I think it's only a couple, but
I know they have like just a chunk. It's not like a lot of that one.
And the dinosaur I mentioned a couple episodes back, I forget which one, Antarctosaurus, it's a measly 2.3%. So,
Lord, that is measly. And then Amphicoelius?
That's like, I think it's just that vertebra.
Just one vertebrae.
Yeah.
Big vertebrae, but still.
Right. This Titanosaur truly lived up to its name of fears nothing, or I guess in Swahili, Hakuna Matata.
No worries.
Yes, as no predator could take an adult one of these. At first I thought that Giganotosaurus might have been able to successfully hunt them, but then I looked it up. Giganotosaurus lived about 20 million years earlier.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So probably was not going after it.
I'm sure there was some super predator that lived alongside it that we haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, definitely.
But until we do, let's just assume Dreadnoughtus lived full Hakuna Matata style.
I think it would take a group of several animals like that to really take an adult down.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And even then, they probably would rather go for like the younger ones or like the older, weak ones. Yeah.
I mean, it was just not wise to attack an
fully grown
like that anyway.
Adult.
In Planet Dinosaur, they show Argentinosaurus,
right,
which is earlier, was it?
Yes, earlier.
Yeah. Not quite as big, but still very large animal.
Well, I mean, it could have been as big. We just don't know because of the lack of skeleton.
Yeah. But they show a theropod get close trying to eat something, and he gets stomped on. Like, the animal rears up and
then that dinosaur, I'm assuming, is dead.
Yes.
Flattened like a pancake.
There is a giant flattened gash in his head. And it's like, oh, God, that's horrifying. So you can imagine what Dreadnoughtus could do.
Yeah, exactly. So, but until we discover that there is a predator, we can just assume that it lived full Hakuna Matata style and just ate leaves and spread across South America until it took over the continent like a plague of giant rats. I think it's what the science would suggest.
Pretty much.
And while its name, obviously means no worries for the rest of your days, it is also intentionally a nod to the two Argentine dreadnoughts that served in the early 20th century, honoring the country the creature was discovered in.
Oh.
So
wasn't in the early 20th century?
Apparently that's what I've heard. I think it's just kind of an excuse, but because it doesn't relate at all to the fact that they're from Argentina, and Argentina also had dreadnoughts.
Okay, interesting.
Finally, I feature it as a hatchling at the end of my Megazoic book series, where I may or may not have spelled it wrong. I don't remember, and who could be bothered to check?
I could check.
Do you have the book on you?
Not on me. But
actually, I think I checked myself anyways. I didn't. I thought I spelled it Dreadnoughtus with like an A. Like N-A-U. No, it's actually supposed to be Dread-O. N-O.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, look. There, I have it here. Dreadnoughtus.
I want to see for myself. Oh, son of a gun. Huh.
Yes, that's what I thought too, though. That's what I was like. See, like it says in the original, like the ship, like Dreadnought is also with an O. So.
Oh, so I have another misprinted Megazoic book.
Well, you might. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I think I checked and I spelled it right. So.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe you do though.
We'll see.
If you do though, then sell it later for a bunch of money. Okay, how are we doing on time on this one? This might be. I think we're going way too fast now.
Oh dear.
We need to add stuff. We need to add to the gut of this gigantic dinosaur.
Feed the beast.
Feed the. Okay, so what do you like about Dreadnoughtus? Well, I mean, I guess the fact that it's big.
Well, yeah, the immense size. Like I always like really big big animals like that. I mean, today we have elephants, we have the blue whale.
Blue whale's
other whales.
Biggest you can get, actually.
Pretty darn big. I mean, it helps when you're in the water. That helps. But I think that's one reason why I really like this creature. I think it would be a creature that literally would be shaking the ground as it walked by.
Absolutely.
Like it would not just be like the stereotype you see in the movies. Like, holy cow. You hear the earthquake coming.
Yeah, basically. Well, I think that one that you mentioned, Sauroposeidon, it means earthquake. I mean, it's from Poseidon, who was an earthquake god, as well as an ocean god.
God lizard. Earth lizard.
Earthquake god lizard. I mean, that's kind of an excessive name. Mm-hmm. Dreadnoughtus is pretty good, too. Actually, I was considering not using Dreadnoughtus in my Megazoic books because it sounds so similar to Dreadnought that people might think I just made it up.
But I mean, you could always have an author's note saying all dinosaurs are real.
Right, there's some dinosaurs, though, I absolutely refuse to use in Megazoic just because of the name.
Oh, like give me another one.
Pantydraco.
Pantydraco. Yeah, I can see why people would make fun of that one. Dragon. What is that?
It's named after a region, I think. It's not.
So it's a dragon of a specific region.
Yeah,
somewhere.
but it sounds.
But people are going to make pants jokes out of it.
Panties.
Panties. God.
I actually have it here on this.
No, I can. Okay, I can see you skipping that one.
Yeah, I do have it on the International Women's Day episode.
Oh no!
I probably shouldn't.
I don't know if that's wise.
But I just thought it was funny. Okay. Anyways, that's enough filler. I think.
Good lord!
I might get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Anyway.
Okay, so so we're gonna rate the animal 1 out of 65 million. I'm going to be controversial and rate 20 million. It's too big. Nah, I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm going to rate it probably like 60 million, 61 million.
I'm giving it 64 million.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
If it's not the biggest, it's pretty darn close.
I think maybe I don't know. No, I think I'm going to give it 64 million too. It's pretty good. I don't know what it loses points for exactly. I wouldn't.
We're not entirely sure where to place it yet, so.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show, you can contact
Pantydraco.
It's crazy. You listen to that one, you think, what were they thinking naming this thing?
Are you sure you're pronouncing it properly?
It might be Pantydraco or something.
That would make more sense.
Pantydraco or something. It's literally spelled Pantydraco.
What region are we talking?
Hold on, let me go. This is the unofficial Pantydraco episode, guys. As well as Dreadnoughtus.
He's got it.
Pantydraco, genus of reptiles. Where panty is short for Pantipheon, signaling hollow of the spring well in Welsh.
Oh, it's Welsh.
It was a basal sauropodomorph dinosaur from the late Triassic.
If it's Ponty rather than Panty.
Pantipheon, yeah.
Ponty.
I just can't get over that name.
No, I mean, people are still going to make fun of it because it's so darn close.
Discovered in 2007? That's post-internet. You should have known.
Ooh, I wonder if it's in my book.
Oh, yeah, you can Google in this unofficial Pantydraco.
Yeah, we've kind of,
Dreadnoughtus.
Pantydracos has stolen the show from Dreadnoughtus.
Yeah, exactly. Dreadnoughtus, it's so funny because it's also a sauropodomorph, but it's such a smaller one. Dreadnoughtus is like, why are you guys caring about this one over me? I'm so big.
I don't know, actually. It might not be in here.
I mean, why would they put that in there? They should hide its existence.
Yeah. Oh, that was the list of formations. I was looking in the wrong spot.
Oh. I'd be amazed if it was in there.
Pantydraco caducus. Page
Whoa!
163.
Okay.
Princeton Field Guide.
Okay. Okay.
And it is...
Prosauropods? It was a prosauropod.
It was a prosauropod. Oh, here it is. Pantydraco. Fossil remains nearly complete skull. Anatomical characteristics. Head short and subtriangular. Arm may be long relative to leg. Late Triassic or early Cretaceous. Whales from an unnamed formation in Wales. That's ridiculous. You pick the nearest town, people. It's not that hard.
Okay, I'm going to give 30 million to Pantydraco. That was 65 million. Okay. Other than the name, it's just a typical prosauropod.
22 million for the ridiculousness.
Okay. All right, so this was the Dreadnoughtus and Panty Draco episode.
You get a twofer, folks.
Okay, so I can get rid of the Panty Draco one on the list, because we've already talked about it.
It was not good for Women's Day, anyway.
Yeah, I know. That was a bad joke. I apologize. Okay, so if you want to get a hold of the podcast and ask us, what the hell are we thinking? Contact us at matthd@matthewdoncreator.com. And you can find me on social media at MatthewDonCreator on Facebook, at MatthewDon64 on Twitter, and MatthewDon64 on Instagram. You can also talk to my co-host here, Stephen, through this. Ask him questions. Complain into the book. Why did you put the abomination that is Panty Draco into this?
I can ferry your complaint if you want me to.
It's like, no, think of the children. Think of the hatchlings.
It's Princeton's fault. It's the hatchlings.
Yeah. So also I have a podcast about writing called The Writ Wits, where two twits talk about writing, and you can tell, like, I am quite the twit.
Really? I didn't notice.
Yeah, you are too. Don't know. But you're not the twit in the podcast. It's someone else. Finally, I have a book series on Amazon called Megazoic, which I mentioned earlier that I didn't include Dreadnoughtus or Panty Draco in, although I did do Dreadnoughtus at the end as a joke. I forgot why I did it. I think, it's
because the redneck family adopted him, and they already have like 10 kids, and they live in a shack, and their baby is going to grow up to be like
bigger than the shack. Yeah. So, yes, they're available on Amazon for print and Kindle. Buy a copy, leave a review, leave comments, support my work, or do none of it. Up to you, listeners. Live your lives.
If you're interested, I also have some published work out there. I have published poetry with Acorn Haiku, and I have more sci-fi related haiku coming in the magazine Sci-Fi Quest.
Yes.
I have fiction published with 365 Tomorrows and Daily Science Fiction. Those are both webzines, and I have a young adult fantasy novel that's coming out at some point, hopefully soon.
Yes. What's it called, by the way? I forgot to ask you before.
I have a working title at the moment.
I remember that's right. I forgot you never told me the name of it.
I'm still toying with ideas.
Ah, okay.
It has swords and dragons and fun stuff.
Derek the Dragon Guy.
Something like that.
That should be the name. Derek the
Dragon.
Dragon.
The Dragon Guy.
Derek the Dragon Guy.
I don't think he'd be thrilled with that.
Yeah, probably not. Arthur might like it.
Arthur might like it. Arthur would get a kick out of it.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. See you guys. And as you say, at the end of every episode,